Greetings, enthusiasts, and welcome to another episode of the RetroSpect, where we're looking at the Sega FMV video game collection. Tonight, we have a special one for you, but before we get into that, I wanted to mention a certain tome that I've had for a couple of years, and I just remembered to bring it up and consult it for this series. It's the Phoenix 4, The History of the Video Game Industry, written by Leonard Herman. I actually met Leonard Herman at a retro video game conference a couple years ago in Long Island, and a very, very nice guy. Heard his whole story about he has been the friend of Ralph Baer, who is the father of video games. Don't know who Ralph Baer is, please look him up. But this tome is fantastic. It actually spans from 1951 to 2015. Video games, hardware and software, absolutely fantastic book. I highly recommend it. Please go and check it out. I'll put the link below and link to this video. And you will be consulting it throughout this video game series. So this is a really great book. I do encourage you to look it up. One thing I did want to mention is we looked at Sewer Shark in a previous episode. And there were two gentlemen that I had mentioned, Rob Fulop and Brian Zito, who would be hearing more of. And there is an interesting story about them in this book in regards to the Control Vision. If you remember, I had mentioned that the Control Vision was Hasbro's approach, well, actually intro into the video game industry, and it was a full motion video game system, VHS based. And it's a very interesting story. I don't want to spoil it yet because it entails another game called Night Trap that we'll be looking at in a future episode. So I'm going to save the suspense and interesting information from those two gentlemen and the companies of what they came from that episode. This episode, we're going to be looking at a game called Bug Blast. Or is it called The Exterminator? Or is it Bug Blasters The Exterminators? You know, I'm not really sure. But the game has a very interesting history. It was a game that was being published and produced, or being published by Imagesoft, Sony Imagesoft, and being produced by a game company called Stargate Films. Stargate Films was, kind of a film company that was doing work for FMV games, and they were creating this game. Actually, they were creating a couple games for the SegaCD specifically for Sony. An interesting bit of history about this game in regards to Sony is that Stargate Films had finished the game, and Sony said, you know what? We don't like the SegaCD anymore. We're going to do something else, which we all know is PS1, which was coming out in '95. So they didn't pay Stargate Films for this work on this game. Nobody got money. So the game disappeared. It went on a shelf or wherever it was put unfinished on a shelf. Until about 6 years later, in 2000-2001 timeframe, a gentleman by the name of Michael Thomason and his company Good Deal Games had viewed it and said, hey, I think this should be released. So it's a great a great story for video game preservation and pulling games that had been lost out and getting them out into the wild and having people experience them and be able to, maintain that historic piece of art. The game itself, yeah, it's not a great, in my opinion, it's not a great game. It is dated. I think you have to understand, so it was written, in the early 90s. You kind of have to understand the mindset of, culturally in the United States in the 90s, specifically in the early 90s. So the comedy back then was a little different. Some of it, I don't even think back then necessarily some of the comedy that you'll see in this particular game is all that good or funny. But anyway, it is of its time, and it's worth a playthrough. It's worth a watch, and if anything, it's something worth pulling out the specific time period and look at how different companies had gone about in regards to full motion video games. The production value of it is actually quite impressive. I had mentioned that Sewer Shark, I think, was developed for something like $4 million. And it has really good production value. I mean, there were actors and practical effects and a story, and the gameplay is really well done, and it was quite replayable. In regards to a movie, Bug Blasters has that kind of production value. It's a film. Gameplay, again, as I had mentioned, you'll see isn't that great. So this game has, a number of actors in it. Of course, it's a full motion video, and also has an interesting writer attributed to this game. So it was directed by Sam Nicholson, who also directed other FMV games that we'll see in later episodes: Tomcat Alley and Midnight Raiders, Star Strike, and Wingnuts. We'll take a look at those in a future time. Now, the writer, specifically, I want to point out, is a man by the name of Ed Naha. If you don't know who Ed Naha is, you will. Right now, Ed Naha wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's a big-time 80s movie. That's a big-time 90s movie. He also wrote Troll. Yes, Troll. If you've never seen Troll, please do yourself a favor. Go see Troll. Find it, streaming service, find it in hard copy, watch that movie. It's totally worth it. Then watch Troll 2 for a completely different reason. But watch Troll. Ed Naha, the writer of this game, wrote that movie and wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So it's pretty cool. And I think if you know Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, you'll see what I'm talking about in regards to the similarities between that movie and this video game. So let's get into it. Let's press reset, open that CD tray, and experience Bug Blasters. Okay, let's hit this start button and see what we get. I love that. Doo-doo. Always will. So yes, as you see, Sony Imagesoft. Thanks for not paying these cats. Oh, the entertainment industry. Sound here is a little rough. Sorry about that. It's not great. But Stargate Entertainment, thank you for what we're about to experience.
Exterminators.
Where's the Bug Blasters? Wait for it. Wait. Bug Blasters! All right, let's get into some options real quick. Oh, okay, so difficulty's already set on easy. Let's keep that. Target boxes, I think we want to keep that. Let's go ahead and get rolling. So there's a number of actors in this film. And I had mentioned Captain McVeigh is played by Greg Collins. Professor Rosepetal is Jane Rogers. Wally Wells is Ron Moss. Amos Dunn, David Richards. And Hugh D. Player is played by Ryan Bowman. Hugh D. Player. Hugh D. Player. You kind of know where this is going. Okay, anyway. It's pretty funny. All right, getting into it. Let's start the game.
Exterminators.
So the game's named Exterminators, but they have a Bug Blaster?
Los Angeles.
Whatever.
A quiet little town. Until they came. Now, a terrified city. Crawling with crime.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
This is so the 90s. Oh, this is so the 90s. If you didn't experience the 90s, you're missing a time.
Bug blasters, ma'am. You got a problem? We're here to solve it.
Greg Collins, Jane Rogers, Ron Moss. He's been in a number of things. David Richards, Ryan Bowman. So this is Hugh the Player. Hugh the Player.
Looks like we got a big one, boys.
We got our
And Jerry there
shields down.
is actually a,
Who are those guys?
or was
Hey, wait,
a
hey, let's
newscaster.
Oh, don't do that. Hey, I'm out of the way here. I'm coming
I think you kind of see similarities between, you know, maybe Ghostbusters. It's just me. So I wasn't able to find a manual for this game. I don't know if they ever released one. Of course, it didn't look that hard. But anyway, you know, obviously, a band of warrior insects calling themselves the League of Insects under the control of General Grub and El Rocho.
Your bathroom is free of bugs.
Like I said, have captured City Hall and are holding Los Angeles hostage.
to the whites. I give up mean anything to you.
We interrupt this program to bring you this special report. I'm Jerry Dunphy of National News.
And I'm Linda Look-and-See.
Our city is under siege. A chemical spill at the ChemDeath Company has caused common insects to grow both in size and intelligence. They have taken over long overlooked underground tunnels and made their way to City Hall, which they have renamed the headquarters of the League of Insects. The police, the National Guard, and the Army have been unable to stop the spread of the warrior insects. The bugs have captured and cocooned every human who has tried to stop them. The fate of the city, indeed the entire Southland, and perhaps the world is at stake.
Stay calm, stay calm. Don't panic now. Just stay cool. Oh, thank you very much.
Wait a minute. Can it be? Yes, it's the Bug Blasters, our last hope in wiping out this invading horde.
I mean, they built that. They built that thing out of a bus. Or
The team is
streamliner or
led
something.
by Captain McVeigh, a veteran of the New York City Roach Wars of '79. Professor Rosepetal is a science wizard who knows every bug family by name. Former football pro Wally Wells is a constant eater. Amos Dunn has been fighting bugs for 30 years. And here's the rookie of the team, Hugh the Player. Let's hope this brave band
Guess
of
who you
humans
play?
can drive the insects from this great city.
Let us pray!
Okay. They got out of the bus, sprayed some stuff in the air.
I have a feeling this is going to be nasty.
Well, how bad?
Worse than New York City roach jobs.
Wow.
Ed Naha. They built it. They drove this around L.A.
Somewhere.
Amos, follow that roach.
Yeah. Oh, looks like it's going down that alley.
Interesting rubber plastic effects.
What is that smell?
Okay, who cut the cheese?
Oh,
You
don't
see
look at
where
me, sir.
you see where the comedy level is now,
Uh-oh, boys.
and it maintains
Looks
it.
like family potato mite.
Stink!
Okay, everybody, goggles down. Get ready, here we go.
The stink bug I've ever seen, and that's not why they call them stink bugs. But okay.
Them stink bugs can cover you in a matter of seconds. Remember, keep your eye on their pooters.
Kick so
Just remember, use your Sizzler for long-range shots, your Bug Blaster for short-range. You have to cut and run. You have 1 flare, 1 gas grenade. So you can retreat to fight again.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go indeed. This game really kind of isn't great. I'm wondering if maybe this... So the controls I can see is... you don't really see where you're shooting, and you're just smashing buttons. It's kind of the downside of this game. At least one downside of this game, amongst others. But I mean, they got bugs, they got practical effects, they got explosions. You're kind of interacting and shooting stuff. We can use one of the things to get us out is a flare. It can save you from getting captured. Things get a little hairy. Honestly, I played this through once before, and okay, we got nailed there. Ha! Pulled into the sewers, I guess, by a spider with silly string. This is the 90s. It really is kind of that ridiculous. You can accidentally hit your colleagues too, so you have to kind of be careful. Ah. They have a shower next to their butts, right? There, I got it. So the cutscenes they just kind of reuse the same, the same clips over and over again, which, is not terrible. But I think some of the bug hunting per stage is a little repetitive. This is what it is until the next stage. And I'm wondering, actually, if this game can be played with the Menacer. I'm just thinking about that now. It actually would probably be more replayable if you could have the pistol and shoot that way. But I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. I do know there's at least 3 FMV games where you kind of need the Menacer gun attachment to play him. She looked like she was enjoying that shower a little bit too much.
Line of defense, the stink bugs. Right now, Grub and his League of Insects must be sensing defeat.
They won't stop us. I want to crush all humans the way they crushed us for years. I want them to scream. I want them to bleed. I want them to say, Mommy. Any questions? Yes, El Rocho.
Do you think a boy and a girl should kiss on a first date?
Yes, sir. I hate you.
Yes, sir.
Moving on.
Hey, look at me. Must be residual stink bug. Well, we're getting deeper into bug territory. Anything can happen. You. Time for those target practice. Get up in the turret. Yes, sir.
I can spit better than that. Do it again.
So this is like your quota you have to get here. I don't really know what it is because it's just the same clips for shooting, and the controls aren't great for aiming. So I'm just like smashing the buttons.
Next time, try shooting with your eyes open. We're gonna go back and finish the job.
I hit him. What are you talking about? Yell at me. Condescending. What kind of leader are you? Yeah, I don't like how they
My
move.
mother can shoot better than that. We're sticking around till you make your quota.
So this quota, what's the quota? I don't know how many I gotta shoot. At least the explosions. I mean, there's interesting practical effects that are happening here, and a lot of work was put into that.
My mother can shoot better than that. We're sticking around till you make your quota. I'm proud to have you aboard. Let's go.
Sir! Okay, that's clearly a subscale model, but fantastic. So, I mean, these bugs are like runaway terrified. Are they really a threat? Like, what was that bug doing? Was he doing anything? He just got murdered.
Hold on, I'm getting something here, guys. Hold on. It looks like Polyceramus. Honey! Wait a minute, guys. Wait. I got something else here. Hold on. What is that sound? It sounds like...
Of course. Honey, those bees. So they look more like wasps. Oh, I hit my colleague.
Whoa! How much for your honey buns?
5 cents.
5 cents? Didn't know that's a good price. I'll take all you got.
Time limit. I gotta hit one of them. Yeah.
special today only, honey. Come on,
So I'm
man, want some
not
honey?
really sure that this makes sense whatsoever. Like even in the comedy sense, like so there's these bugs, they're dangerous, but there's like
You do that again, I'll take that thing away from you.
like in the but there's a big bug that's trying to sell his wares.
You do that
Honey?
again, I'll take that thing away from you.
I don't. Ah, come on.
You do that again, I'll take that thing away from you.
When you watch where you're shooting, for heaven's sake, do I look like I carry pollen? The bees, the birds.
Come on.
You do that again, I'll take that thing away from you.
Come on.
You do that again, I'll take that thing away from you.
Please. I think I want you to shoot that.
You do that again, I'll take that thing away from you.
You should have taken it from me like 20 times ago.
You do that again, I'll take that thing away from you.
Ew, I got my lunch with my friends and everything. This is great. Hey, what's up? Ow! I've been stung! Help! Help me! Help me! Oh, Captain! I've been stung! I've been stung and I can't get up!
Take it easy, don't shoot, don't shoot. Hey, where's my nickel?
I don't understand. Is he charging a nickel for his honey? I don't.
This used to be a nice neighborhood.
So we just let that poor
Bug blasters have
vendor
just
to burn
how
to death?
hollow those yellow jackets are. A horde of them, defeated by 5 humans. This is what makes America great. Plus, this will keep those pests away from my barbecue.
What
Is it
makes
me or
America
are those
great?
bug blasters a real pain in the end zone?
Okay, hindsight.
Oh, Colonel Carl, Killer Bee.
Well, the way I see it, we sting. And after that, we sting. And we sting again. And again, and again, and again.
Thank you, Carl.
And again.
I think we've got it, Carl.
Did I mention we sting them again?
And after that, sit down, Carl.
Poor Carl. Not respected. What the hell?
Phew, I smell a roach. Phew. Go upstairs and check it out.
Yes, sir.
You the player. Make us proud. So, okay. So I walked upstairs and murdered a roach who was just like doing his job. He's at a desk, clearly working on something, and I just murdered him for
take time to talk to Mr.
no reason.
The janitor who spilled the chemicals that caused the bugs to grow in the first place.
Oh,
Mr. Ludlow,
the
what do you have to
story.
say for yourself?
Oopsie doodle.
Is it hot in here or what?
Yeah. Feels
looks like barbecue.
Thermograph going ballistic, boys. Temperature's on the rise.
What can this mean?
Well, where there's smoke, there's...
Fire ants. Oh, fire ants that fly.
We'll fight fire with fire.
Fire with fire. Sir. Sir, yes, sir. We'll murder these harmful fire ants.
Oh, what's the matter? Sir, the burst isn't the heat. The so much leaking. The city is at stake here, son. Keep your cool. Let's go. Yes, sir.
I have absolutely no idea what that exchange was about. Let's murder some fireflies. No, fire ants. And I can't. There we go. Check out. See that one. I'm not quite sure like how many you have to get, like what's the difference between easy and normal or easy and hard. Maybe it's the timing that you have to get a hit. It's just not really great that you don't have like a tracer. You can't see where you're shooting really, other than the reticle, and that takes away from it, I think. It doesn't. You don't really feel like you're in the movie. Like the shooter shark, there was depth. You know, there were practical effects that were in the scene, not just painted on. Though there were some painted on. Like, obviously, there was pixel art thrown on top of the film roll. But it felt you were more like interacting inside the tunnels versus kind of. You're really just kind of watching a comedy, and you're smashing some buttons, and hopefully you make it to the next stage. Smashing away. Hopefully I get on a reticle, but super fast. I think this might be it.
We have sad news to report.
Sad news.
Sad, Jerry.
Yeah, very
Our
sad.
blasters have been fried by fire ants. If they don't regroup quickly, I'm afraid that in the future, Southlanders will have to strike picnics from their schedule of recreational activities.
Southlanders. That must be an LA thing. I don't know. Folks from LA can verify that. I suppose we have lost.
Somehow I was hoping for a little stronger show of support.
They just cut that scene. They're like, we're done. Game over. Okay. Wow. Bug blasters. That's, it gets... No, actually, it maintains its weirdness to the end of the game. I actually have played it through. But I think that is enough of this excitement and exploration of this particular game. I encourage you to go check it out, explore it, play through it, beat it, see the end. It's okay, but it's what it is, and I think there is definitely really good production value, and a lot of folks worked on it, as you can tell. I mean, this was a film. And they spent a lot of money to do these FMV games. I mean, they were making films And I think they are actually kind of harder to make than normal films because you have to film the good stuff and the bad stuff, and then, you know, it's up to the game developers to then come up with the algorithms to pull the tracks to say, oh no, you got to get a death scene, oh no, this is a success scene, and vice versa. I think in this particular game, because the game was never really finished, and you know, I think you can kind of see that where a lot of the scenes were just reused, like the combat was just reused motion after one another and what have you. So the different scenes had different types of bugs that they were going after, but the action shots and the results of those shots, whether you succeeded or failed, were pretty identical and just reused throughout the game. So that's not great, but given what it is and given the circumstances, what it came to light and how it came to light, I think it's worth experiencing. It's worth having in the library, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed your time. Please join us again when we explore our next SegaCD FMV game. Until next time.